Hello, everyone. Welcome to Ade Gman Q A. I think this is episode 11.
I think I don't have the episodes. We do it on Zoom.
Yeah.
I always have like two screens. I have the back. I'm like, oh, we did episode last week. It's like, oh, is it 11? It probably is.
Yeah, I think it could be 11. Again, thank you so much for all the questions that have come in. Very quickly before we start, I have launched my own newsletter, which I'm really excited about. Thank you so much to Phil and Andrew for helping me get this off the ground. And it's also a way, if you sign up, for you to get your questions in. Obviously, it's free, completely free, no charge whatsoever. The link to the newsletter is in the description. But it isn't just a newsletter about what I do here, all the stuff on my YouTube channel. It's about the zone. Obviously, I'm going to the FIFA Club World Cup, so insights about that, all the stuff at TalkSport. There's a bit about mental health there, which is very, very important. Obviously, this is Mental Health Month. So if that's your thing, of course it is your thing. If you haven't signed up, why haven't you signed up? But please do. Again, the link to the newsletter is in the description. All right, this is a question that has come through the newsletter. This is from Martin Wood Wilkinson. He says, hi, Ade. I've tried to have my question asked a few times on the Q&A, but I'm probably always missing the deadline. Anyway, here goes. Do you see Olympic success as a blessing or a curse? If we look at AJ, certainly very successful financially and pretty decent career-wise too. Then DeGale, Luke Campbell, Joe Joyce, David Price have all fallen short without cracking it commercially. Personally, I see it as a curse, adding unwanted pressure and expectation, especially when there is a big difference between the pro game and the amateurs. Thanks a lot, Ade and G-Man. Love both your channels and content, Martin.
That's a great shout, actually.
Interesting question.
That is interesting. If you're a fighter, he makes some really good points there. Because if you do go to the Olympics and you say you win like the Joshua gold medal, or even if you just do well at it, there is an expectation put on you straight away off the bat. If you think about it, you've been working for 4 years to get into the Olympics, right? So you've had plenty of time to plan that and do X, Y, and Z. They're expecting you to hit the ground running as a pro, and it's a completely different game.
Oh, completely different. Completely different. The rounds, the gloves, everything's completely different. But I will say this though, it gives you the push. It does, and I think any fighter out there right now would want the Olympic push that you get, being wanted by every single promoter, broadcaster, especially if you are James DeGale, Luke Campbell, Joe Joyce, then the hard way of having to do the small hall shows. Like, I think what would you rather do? Make your debut at the O2 Arena or make your debut at York Hall?
Well, that's the catch-22 at the end of the day.
Yeah, but and he mentioned James DeGale in that. James DeGale, I mean, he did okay financially. Well. I mean, he was a world champion, had some great fights in America. Great fight over here against George Groves, beat Paul Smith. Wasn't bad.
Eubank Jr.?
Had that fight we lost to Eubank Jr. Then that was his last fight. Yeah. So I don't know. All right, what question you got?
I've got one here from Richard the Fort, and he says, okay, hard one. Now, when you hear this, you are both a pro boxer. You can have a world title fight anywhere, any venue in the world, no limitations. Where are you having it? And you can have any trainer who ever lived as your coach. Who do you take?
Manny Stewart, Madison Square Garden.
Now, when he says any venue, I'm assuming he means like anywhere.
Yeah, I'm still going MSG.
Okay.
I'm going MSG. I mean, there's something, the New York crowd are just rowdy. You know what you get with the New York crowd as well? You get a completely different mix of audience members. So you're going to get the Irish, you get the Puerto Ricans, you get the Italians that love a bit of boxing. It's honestly, it's fantastic. And just around Madison Square Garden, like Wembley, for example. Yeah. It's crap. You got Wembley Stadium, there's nothing there. Literally, you go into the stadium, then Madison Square Garden, you walk out of Madison Square Garden and you're in New York City. Yeah. It's something special about it. Obviously, Vegas is a good one as well, but for me, MSG, it's the Mecca. Hence why it's called the Mecca.
It is called the Mecca. Yeah. And I think everyone wants to fight there. And I'm going to go way out of left field at my venue. But the coach, I'd have Eddie Futch.
I knew you was going to go Eddie Futch. What? I knew you was going to go Futch.
You know me too well. I'm a big Eddie Futch fan. He was a cracking trainer. After Manny Stewart, he was the best. But venue, no limitations, right? I know it would be a nightmare for the camera crew, but I'm going to have it in the Coliseum in Rome.
Oh, wait 1 second. I've read that wrong.
That's what I mean.
I thought he meant realistic venues that have been used as boxing venues.
I take any venue in the world, as in like no limitations. I'm like, well, no limitations, because like Madison Square Garden, where's the limit? I'm like, okay. Let's do the Coliseum.
Okay, no, fair.
Do you want to change that pick?
No, I'm happy with mine. I'm still happy with MSG.
Could you imagine the Coliseum having hosted a boxing ring in the middle of the Coliseum?
I mean, they could still do that.
They probably could actually.
Yeah,
that would be epic.
All right, this one's come from RJ World Sports News. It says, hi, Ade and G-Man. Question, who are your top 3 best British footballers of all time and why?
Oh, wow.
Gerrard,
British.
obviously, Liverpool fan.
I can't argue with you. He was quality. He was quality. In
I
his
mean,
day.
no. See when you say I can't argue with you, even if you were to argue, I would shut your argument down. Like, it's
Ryan
just
Giggs.
It wouldn't be in my top 3, but it's,
Really?
I won't argue.
Okay. All right.
I won't argue with you. Okay, I do your own 3. I do my own 3. Like my 3: Gerrard, Rooney. Wow. Gerrard, Rooney.
I go Jared Beckham. Jared Beckham and...
What is it with you, a United fan, that doesn't pick Rooney? It baffles me.
Do you know what, right? I was a fan of him when he was playing for us, but he never did it for me.
Okay.
I was like way more into like Ruud van Nistelrooy growing up when I was a kid when he was in the United squad than I ever was Wayne Rooney. And he could do more than Van Nistelrooy.
So you've gone Gerrard, Beckham, Giggs.
Would I go Giggs?
You just said Giggs.
I know, but I'll keep it with Giggs. I was thinking, should I put Lampard in there, but I'm going to go Giggs.
Yeah, I can't pick a Chelsea player. I did have Lampard and Terry on my mind, but I can't pick a Chelsea player. So I'm going to go Gerrard. Actually, what am I doing? This is easy. I don't know what. Gerrard, Rooney, Barnes. John Barnes. Okay. The reason I support Liverpool is John Barnes. Okay. It's Barnsley all day long. I don't know why that took so. Man, Ian Wright could be up there. Get rid of Rooney. Ian Wright. What am I doing?
Shearer.
No.
Good goal scorer, though.
Very good goal scorer. All right, go on. Okay,
from Freya De Angelis. Apart from Fondora, what up-and-coming female boxers has the chance to become a big-time name?
It's hard.
Oh, Gabby Fondora, definitely. So we can't put that.
You know, there was a time when I thought Beatrice Ferreira.
She's fighting this weekend.
Yeah, she is. There was a time when I thought she could. But you know what it is? The question says a name. I think Ferreira's going to win titles.
Yes.
I don't know if that then crosses over to becoming a name. So that's the difficulty in that question.
If she could punch, because she has everything else in terms of ability, personality, if she could punch Ellie Scottney. Because I think the knockouts are holding her back. She's never had a stoppage win. Yeah. But she has... That girl has literally personality and then some. She's got a cracking personality. Yeah. She's got a great story. She just seems an absolute diamond of a girl. It's got to be a hard sell if she can't drop these guys.
It's quite similar to like Ramla Ali.
Exactly.
Like Ramla Ali's obviously got the look. She's associated with all the big brands, Dior. I mean, superstars turn up for her fights. But I think her stardom doesn't match her ability. I think she maybe lacks a little bit in punch power and boxing ability.
And the chin. She's been knocked out once or twice.
And you don't see that in female boxing as much.
That's really, especially knocked out one punch as well.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go and stay Ellie Scottney though. I think she can. She's with Jake Paul now. So I think he can do it, but I would say Ellie Scottney because she's one of the female fighters where I'm always hoping she wins because I just like her so much as a person.
She's a good girl. And she's a Londoner like myself, so I do wish her good luck.
Same London, didn't she?
Yeah, Catford, I think. Catford. Mayor Adam West 120 says, "What are your favourite movies of all time?" Should we do 3 each?
Let's do 3 each. As much as I don't like the historical inaccuracy, Braveheart does have to be on there.
Yeah.
Because it is a good movie.
Okay.
It is a really, really good movie. I love The Fighter with Mark Wahlberg.
As your favourite movies of all time? I just loved it. 1 second. The question is, you can't just chuck out ones that I might like. Which ones are your favourites
I do. That's one of my favourites.
Oh, really?
That really is. I flipping loved it.
Yeah, it's really good in that.
It's really good.
Yeah. Pretty good. 2 good films there.
Those were the 2 really
And I like
good
the fact that you're using 2 good films that are based off true stories.
Exactly.
Yeah, so you're very much... Well, my films are based clearly off bullshit because they're all sci-fi films.
The last one is definitely. Yeah. My last one is.
Godfather 2.
Yeah.
I mean, any film that has De Niro and Pacino in it together, I mean, sorry, 2 of the greatest actors of all time. I'm obsessed with Terminator 2. I'm obsessed with Terminator 2.
I'll be back.
You know what it is? Because I almost feel like that was the first real big sci-fi blockbuster. So, yeah, and... You know, I don't know if it's up there, but I was going to say Training Day was fantastic. Like Denzel Washington and you know why? Because I've grown up with Denzel always being the good guy. Yeah. In any film, he's the good guy, right?
He is actually.
And for him to switch it, and for you to root for the bad guy, and for him to win an Oscar for it, so I'm going to go Training Day. I thought he was really good in it.
Well, my third one is Easy One, Dark Knight.
Oh, what a film.
What a film.
What
Honorable mention,
film.
because you mentioned Denzel Washington. Remember the Titans.
Good film as well.
Great movie.
Good film. Yeah, no. Are we doing honorable mentions? Aliens.
Oh, yeah.
We're doing honorable mentions. Aliens.
Not Alien Romulus. That was awful.
Yeah, great stuff. All right, go on.
All right. So, Alan MK138. Who do you think is the most physically gifted athlete in boxing right now? Physically gifted.
AJ.
Really?
I think AJ, I look at AJ and I feel like he could play American football. I feel like AJ could, he looks like a running back. Like I've been lucky to see athletes train, like quite fortunate. And I watch AJ train. Dude, I'm not joking. It's frightening. So I remember, remove the ability. This isn't the ability thing. I'm just looking at him physically. He's ridiculous. Like he's ridiculous. Like I look like, do you follow rugby a lot?
Not
It
that
reminds
much.
me of Mario Itoje, who I think is the British and Irish Lions captain.
Oh,
I look
yeah.
at AJ like that, like 6'6", like LeBron James, like just a monster. AJ's a monster.
You give him any sport, he can just...
There was this thing a few years ago. Oh, I can't remember. It's like a competition where everyone competes at 100 meters. You hurdle, you run. AJ did that and won it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so he's a proper athlete. Honestly, he's a specimen. So I look at him as physically.
Would you say Ryan Garcia, if it all clicked, not just the box, but just... I
Don't look at him as an athlete.
No, you don't
I
you?
look at him as a model.
Yeah.
Honestly, I look at him as a
That's
model.
actually what he is.
Honestly, Eubank Jr. always looks in great shape.
It is
Doesn't look
prime
like-
Eubank Jr.
Yeah,
physically.
looks like in great shape.
He's a smaller Anthony Joshua, but like
Yeah.
he was just a freak of nature as an
Artur
athlete.
Beterbiev. I mean, he does some crazy stuff, doesn't he? In the gym, you see him do some.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like, I just look at AJ as like, honestly, I'm not joking. I look at AJ. If he was in America, he'd be playing American football.
Oh yeah, no,
He'd be
100%. No,
playing American football. Yeah.
They'd never let him near a boxing gym if he
Yeah.
was in it. We're getting you for football. Okay. Did I read the last one?
Yeah, it was me now. I'm going to read one that just boosts my ego a little bit. Sorry. Ollie06C says, Ade, do you ever pinch yourself when you get to sit down with all the fighters? Yeah.
I can't comment on this one.
No. Yeah, but you've been around some fighters. No, I
Yes.
do. You know what? You know when I pinch myself actually is when the fighters are waiting for me. I know this is going to sound so egotistical. Like, you know, like when I first started as a YouTuber,
Yeah.
you're having to hurry and see if you can. You've been there.
I've been there.
You
I
wait
know.
and can I get 5 minutes? When I do the face-offs and the fighters are there and they're just waiting for me to come in and get mic'd up, I'm like, sorry guys, I'm late. But I think I pinched myself when I did the Gennady Golovkin interview. Oh, and when Canelo was there, Golovkin was there, I was like, this is crazy.
What's going on
This
here?
is crazy. So yeah, Ollie, to answer your question, I do pinch myself every single day. I think, how lucky am I? How lucky are they? Someone did say it, like when Ade's in the building, it's a serious thing. And I'm like, okay, thank you. Yeah,
Man, that's high praise.
it is. Go on.
All right, Jamie Severn 3521. Each of you are put in charge of another sport but boxing. What lessons could your new sport learn from boxing and vice versa?
None.
None, yeah, literally.
None.
I mean, I'd be saying, look at boxing, whatever they do, don't do it.
Yeah, I would say whatever you think you like from the sport of boxing and you want to take to your sport, don't.
Yeah, listen, whatever they do the opposite, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
And I
Honestly,
know,
if a real businessman, I mean, like Eddie, obviously, look, the Warrens and the Hearns are proper businessmen. Obviously, they're worth hundreds of millions. But generally, if a real businessman was to come and look at the boxing model, like what fighters get paid and how up and down it is, and one week you've got a stadium show, the next week you're fighting in front of a man and a dog, and this fighter doesn't want to fight that fighter, and there's steroid issues, and they're governing bodies, and there's no world governing body. It's a mess. It's a mess.
that's why, like, it's like, why would you bring any of that into, like, imagine you go into football, like, here's FIFA, this is FIFA BC, this is FIFA BA. Yeah. What could possibly go wrong?
No. Yeah. And FIFA BC and FIFA BA have separate and different rules.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that makes sense.
We don't.
then.
This one don't have VAR. This one corners are actually throw-ins at all times. It's like, what the?
That's kind of how it is. You're right. Imagine like La Liga and the Premier League and Serie A and Ligue 1, so the biggest four leagues, all having different rules.
Oh man, it'd be
That's
chaos.
that's
It'd be anarchy.
basically what boxing is.
Literally, that's literally what it'd be anarchy.
Yeah. So no. All right, what we got? All right, what would be? This is from Ian Hamilton. Always ask great questions. This Ian. What would be your non-sporting dream dinner table? I ask because it's easy to pick fighters or footballers. Who is your non-sporting dinner table, alive or dead? Oh, I love these
He
questions.
always has the greatest questions. They're always deep.
Yeah.
Alive or dead?
Wait, how many are we saying on the dinner table? 4?
Okay, let's go for 4.
4, including ourselves?
We could get like, we get 4.
Okay, you do your own 4, I do my own 4? Because I think my 4 is going to be different from your 4.
Oh, it's going to be very different, I can imagine.
Yeah.
I would have first Carl Jung, the psychologist.
Who the fuck is that?
You don't know who Carl Jung is?
No idea, but okay, cool.
Okay, Carl Jung, the psychologist, because he's just
You're very that
incredible.
I feel like I'm finding out new things about you every day. The history.
That's what these Q&As are for.
Yeah, very
Because
true.
normally it's always boxing we talk. So I'd have Carl Jung as 1, right? Alive, or dead.
Alive or
now
dead.
I have to think, and they can't be sporting.
No, can't be sport. Oh shit, that fucks me up because I was going to say Ali.
Yeah, well, I guess the obvious.
All
That
right,
would have been my first
Tupac's
pick.
number 1. Always Tupac.
Okay.
Malcolm X, because I'm a rebel.
No,
I'm a rebel. I'm more of a rebel because even more rebel, Che Guevara, because I'm that guy. And I want to chuck a lady in there.
I would go Michael Collins, one of the guys who fought for Irish independence.
There you go. That's
So
a
I go
good one,
with
isn't
him,
it?
Carl Jung,
That's a good one.
right? So I'd have the 2 of them. I would have. I'm struggling.
You know, I grew up. I do want a lady in it. I grew up a massive, massive Whitney Houston fan.
Whitney.
Yeah, I grew up a massive Whitney fan. Like, just loved her voice, loved her, loved the look. And then she just went a bit. So I'd love to sit down with her and find out that point to which she did her first line of you know what that made her go crazy. So that would be mine. It's a crazy tape, wouldn't it? I mean, who did I say? Malcolm X, Che Guevara, Tupac, and Whitney Houston.
In terms of, I don't know if I'd take Tupac, but if I was to take a rapper alive, I'd love to have Exhibit on.
Okay.
Just to ask him, like, because he was a cracking rapper who never got mainstream.
Yeah, he was more.
And just like,
he kind of
what
got
happened?
mainstream through Pimp My Ride,
But not his music.
but not his music. No, his
And they
music.
made him, he looked like a bit of a character on Pimp My Ride, because people always thought, like, he just he was giggling and laughing. It's like, listen to his songs, you won't be giggling and laughing.
No, that's so interesting because you're right. Pimp My Ride almost made him look kind of friendly and soft.
Yeah, he was like a character.
But
People
when
were
you
like,
listen to like rap albums like Paparazzi,
that's a cracking. That was his first song they ever released,
there you go.
Paparazzi.
Then it's a completely different guy. All right, go on. What you got?
I thought we were still on the thing. Like, okay. Who wins in a street fight, Benavidez or Opataya? That's from William Jones.
I think Opataya sends him into another realm.
So do I.
I
That would be a street fight, man. That'd be pay-per-view viewing in of itself.
Yeah, that would be. Imagine them to in a bare knuckle fight.
Whoa.
Oh my god,
Man.
Like noses being rearranged, hands busted, and they get paid £10. All right,
Yeah, literally.
that's BKFC in it. All right, Johnny Rice 098, last couple here says, do you both think it's a good idea to bring VAR into boxing? Could help prevent a lot of bad decisions.
Well, like here's the
Yes and no.
Yes and no. Here's
Yes
the
and
catch
no.
22, right? Let's use an example, right? Let's say a fighter is say fumble to the ground, and a fighter just takes a swing, bang, knocks him out. What is the point in having VAR in that situation? If they're going to say
they're
like,
knocked out,
that's
isn't
no
it?
knockdown, or if he's knocked down, it's ruled a slip or something like that. But say he hits his, it's like he's finished. Like he can't go again. It's different if it's offside by an inch or two and it's not a goal. No one's hurt. No one's affected. Stuff like that. It's like, yeah, but the fighter's already lost something.
Yeah.
You've taken. He's not going to be as good as he was after that. So how does that work?
Yeah, there was an interesting one with Navarrete last week, 2 weeks ago
yeah.
now, which has now been ruled a no
No
contest.
contest. I've seen that.
Yeah, where for those that haven't seen it, the referee the referee deemed a bad cut on Navarrete was a headbutt when actually it was a punch.
And you can clearly see it was a
and you
punch.
can clearly see cameras are right there, and everyone can see it's a punch. So those type of things I think are important because that was a punch, and in the end, then it goes to the scorecards, and there's a new world
Navarrete
champion.
wins, yeah.
It's a massive difference between a no contest and a new world champion. So I think instances like that, I think where there are head clashes that are not head clashes and are punches, and they can change the outcome. I mean, you could change someone's career, life, becoming a world champion. So instances like that, I think, yeah, you could have VAR. All right, go on, last one.
Hatman's evil twin.
Oh, God, him.
Ade, now that you're spoken for,
Yeah.
Are you G-Man's wingman now? Love the show. Top watch boys. Yous are both great.
Well, how can I be his wingman if I'm spoken for? That means if I'm his wingman, I'm talking to the girl's friend, right? G-Man doesn't. Do you need my help, G-Man? Do you
No,
need, do you need my help out there on these streets?
I think I'm doing just fine.
Remember, these streets of London are different from the streets of Ireland, my friend.
I know. That's why I still look back home.
yeah. G-Man flies back home every month, obviously, because London's a bit more, especially Stratford. Stratford's a bit, you got to be a bit careful in Stratford. Guys, girls, as always, thank you so much for your questions. I will say this, we love answering the boxing questions. We love them. But you can probably see that we do perk up a bit more when it's a non-boxing one.
Because we learn something about one another.
Because we learn something about one another, some interesting stuff. So if you want to get your question asked, and look, I don't want to try and not answer them, but it's best to ask a non-boxing question because 99% of this channel is about boxing. It's nice to kind of speak about a few different things.
Yeah. So as much as we love fantasy fights, we're kind of I would sooner ask a question about that table question than a fantasy fight.
Yeah. Best movies.
Yeah. Best movies.
Song. Yeah.
Even where do you like
what lady did you love in the 80s? Cindy Crawford, Pamela Anderson, that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? That kind of stuff. But again, the newsletter, the link is in the description. Sign up, free of charge. Obviously, just email address and name, and you'll be flooded with really good content. And not one of those where you're flooded and it's crap and you want to delete us and unsubscribe. No, flooded with really good content every single week. G-Man, the link to his YouTube channel is in the description as well. Do you know exactly how many subscribers you're on? 25,172.
Okay, I will tell you now exactly. 24,130.
Oh, easily get him to 25. I mean, what are we doing? Easily get him to 25. But guys, look, the most important thing is thank you so much for following the channel. We really do appreciate it. And we will see you next week. Peace.